Cancer, welcome to your mid-month check-in for August. What's up? What's going on? Show me Cancer, please. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. Do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, so they may not resonate at all. Frustrating but normal. Check your other placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me Cancer. Show me Cancer. Page of Cups for some of you. Maybe going to an ace. Maybe not. What's the... I caught my attention, that little Page of Cups, though. Tried to pop out. A little bit of heart space there. Oh, boy. Oh. Our Lady Perpetual Long Hair kicked in hardcore for your reading, eh? Show me Cancer. Show me Cancer. Let's do one more. Show me Cancer, please. All right. The Sun. Oh, back up. The Hermit. Six of Pentacles. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's lovely. Beautiful. Well done. The Hierophant. Queen of Cups. Page of Cups. Yeah, there it is. That little guy just wanted to pop out. He had to speak his mind. Or speak his cup, I should say. There we go. Well, it's meant to be. All right. Okay. Very strong feeling here. Lovely. Beautiful. Some spiritual essence too with the Hierophant. A lot of dedication to what we feel. Okay, lovely. The High Priestess, yes. Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. Okay, we have a very strong feeling that we should be taking better care of ourselves, specifically in regards to our sense of self-worth. This is something that you fight yourself on often. You do have a strong intuitive self, I can see it, and you already know what I'm going to tell you, Cancer. You should be taking better care of yourself, particularly, I believe, your physical energy. Okay? But let's go back to your beginning here. The Sun, the Hermit, the Six of Pentacles. You have such a lovely, warm, easy energy here that says, I'm pretty happy. All is well in my corner of the world. And I like your corner of the world. It looks well adjusted. It suits you. Your Six of Pentacles, whatever that is, you go back and forth with it. Again, Six of Pentacles isn't just automatically relegated to one relationship or a job. It's the multiple things that we do, a give and take balance that can apply to anything. Okay, so you're saying overall, you like what you got. Overall, you like what you've built. It's based on experience, right? Sunny, lovely, warm. I love this. This is great. The Hierophant, Queen of Cups, Page of Cups. Yeah, something is happening there in the old heart space. We'll see what's going on. The Hierophant's there standing beside it, so kind of official. It's like official notice at the emotional level, so we'll see what's up. But yeah, the bottom line kind of speaks for itself. The High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. You already know. You already know. You already know. You should be taking better care of yourself, right? And some of you have a little chronic problem with this, with the Nine of Wands. You tend to put yourself off quite a bit. Intuitively, you know you're not supposed to do that. All right. Don't roll your eyes at me. You know. Let's see that Sun. Show me the Sun. Show me the Sun. Show me the Sun, please. FYI, I may not clarify all of these. Some will speak for themselves. Let's see. Let me see that Sun, please. The Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor. Wow, you earned your Sun, eh? I like it. Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor. Over time, it took you with a kind of steady pace and knowing thyself and what it is that you're capable of doing that puts you into this position of feeling pretty darn good about where you are in this life. I love it. I love it. It took time, as these things do. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady, methodical, kind of a blueprint pace. So some of you have done your best to map out the direction of your life in a way that was very meticulous, and it took time. It took time to come into who you are. It took time for you to develop your sense of empowerment, and it took time for you to understand what your happiness is, but you dialed it in. I'm not saying that you're 100% happy all the time, all day, every day. What I am saying is that you did a pretty good job of making sure that you understand who you are. And that gives you a sense of strength that you can draw upon whenever you need it. This is what I can do. This is where I can go. This is what I want for myself. And it's not in a hardcore demanding way. It's just in a comfortable, I know who I am and I know what I can do kind of way, and that's wonderful. I absolutely love that. Let's go ahead and jump over to your Hermit real quick. Show me the Hermit. Overall, you're saying I've done pretty good in this life. Maybe. I like how, above all, your sense of self is intact. Let's see that, Hermit. We all have work to do, and I'll see it. Of course I'll see it. But I like how you feel about you. The Sun, the Devil, and the Knights of Cups. Wow. Well, there's old Mr. Diablo. What's up? Some of you are working through something right now. It's intended. It's not an accident. You're aware of it. Okay? Some of you are healing some very deep feelings, and it reinforces your Sun, so I know it's correct for you, so you're doing a good job. Do keep that in mind, okay? The Sun is here twice for your overall sense of direction and flow and feeling good about you. And there's something you're currently working through that, because you are so acquainted with the check-in process, okay, particularly leaning on experience to reflect and give you insight about your direction, it's one of the things that's empowered you. So I don't want you to stop this process. It's because you're familiar with it that's put you in the position where you are today. So you don't deny when things get real for you. You kind of do your job, go inside, and reflect on what the heck's going on. That way it doesn't become a mess later. So good. You're nipping something here in the bud, which is good. And I want you to keep on. It's making you feel better. You've made a lot of progress in your emotional expression. Where your heart used to flow, or very intensely used to flow, there were some really intense feelings here that ran into the negative about where your heart was flowing once upon a time, I believe. So the Knights are responsible for delivering our stuff outside of ourselves. Now, sometimes I see the Knights coming towards us. This is you reflecting on your own personal heart flow space. There's something that you used to express yourself to, you felt connected to emotionally, that you said it put you in a place of feeling bad, and that you've been working on it. You've been working on it. And as you work through it, you literally feel better, and it reinforces your Sun and sense of emperor, control, and command once more. So good job. Keep at it. I think you know this already, but this is a private process. Okay. Continue to work through this. Not all devils are bad. Right now I'm interpreting this as a really intense flow, deep feelings for somebody that perhaps went in a negative space, or perhaps it maybe went into an obsessive space for a while, but you're working through it. Okay? You're an old hand at this. I want you to trust your own particular process. You seem to know it very well. Okay? Okay, continue to make progress on that. Briefly, because you just barely touched on the 3D, so I want to go ahead and take a look at your Six of Pentacles. I don't want to take that for granted. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's see that Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles, please. Nine of Wands, Page of Swords, King of Swords. Yeah, things are a little rough in the day-to-day right now, huh? There is some resistance in your everyday Six of Pentacles balance, but you're saying you got it with the King of Swords, okay? You have a strong determination when it comes to your everyday practicalities. It's like it's rough, but I get through it. You're saying it's known to you, and when problems crop up, like they always do, like they inevitably do, you say, I got it, I learn about it, and then I take care of it. I learn about it, then I take care of it. So it's kind of a constant day-to-day struggle and fight. I think that's largely where your sense of exhaustion is coming from right here, is when it comes to your 3D. Your internal self, your wise self, your healing self, your spiritual self. Man, look at you. When it comes to your 3D reality, you're used to taking care of business, even though sometimes it gets a little rough, it gets a little ugly, and sometimes it puts you in a position of neglecting yourself. So I already see where those two are tied. Okay, so FYI, guys, know when you need to take a break. Not every Six of Pentacles needs your constant attention all day, every day. If you're always in a defensive position, you're always going to be exhausted. I do see your physical exhaustion. Mentally, you're used to it. You are very used to it. Your body is different. Now, I know your mind is like, I cut through it, I cut through it, I cut through it. Your body is showing me the physical stress. Okay? So I don't know how many balances in there you're rocking. Like I said, this could be anything from your connections in the day-to-day to work principles. It often overlaps. Just, it's the contract. Ideally, you're supposed to get something from it and you give back to it, and it creates that balance. So again, that can apply to anything. All right? I don't see it specifically devoted to one energy or one situation or circumstance. It looks comprehensive, and that would explain your overall sense of physical exhaustion. So it's kind of like, I think you put a lot of demands on yourself to just fix it, get through it, maintain it. This is my job. This is my responsibility. You don't question. You don't question it. And that's the kind of stuff that adds up over time. Okay? That kind of assumption that I always have to get in there and fight and do what I need to do. I think it's time to back off that a little bit. Just a little bit. You are doing something beautifully on the inside for yourself, so expect to be emotionally exhausted too, even if it's good. And it is good. It looks healthy. All right, let's go on over here to the Hierophant. It's looking like you're going to, by the way, if you haven't yet hit a pocket of what looks like difficult energies, you will soon. FYI. I already know you have the mental disposition, but I got it. I'm saying you're going to hit an increase soon. For some reason, are we past the 10 minutes? Yes. For some reason, it's looking like you're going to run into kind of like a fuckery situation pretty quickly where it seems like too many things are out of balance at one time. FYI. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Hierophant, please. Do you ever notice how things roll in threes? Not a coincidence. It's never a coincidence. It's funny how you will have non-activity. Anybody, anywhere, any day will have non-activity for days or weeks, but when stuff rolls in, it's everything all at once. You know? All right. Let's see that Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant. Show me that Hierophant, please. Page of Wands, Tower, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, there we are again. What's up? What's going on? It looks like you had your boat rocked, either recently or it's upcoming. What rocked your boat? It directly is in contradiction to your sense of self-care, self-worth. Did this get a little too out of hand? You worked too much, and now it's catching up to you? But the Hierophant's behind it. Let's go ahead and jump over to that Queen of Cups real quick. Let's see what's going on. Some of that Queen of Cups. What the heck is rocking your boat so hard? What's going on? Four of Swords, Five of Pentacles, the Lovers. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So this is part of the thing that we're healing from emotionally. What's interesting to me is that it's now affecting your sense of personhood. So remember what I said over here with this once upon a time, perhaps you had a very intense heart flow to someone outside of you. You've been working through it, and as you work through it, you are making progress. It does make you happy. It makes you feel warm and peaceful. When you work through this, that tells me you're doing a good job. I stand by that. Here's what's interesting to me. The Hierophant's there. Page of Wands, the Tower, the Queen of Pentacles. This is a direct confrontation about one's self-worth. Now, I already kind of had a glimpse of how sometimes you physically neglect yourself, but you know this. What are you going to do? Sometimes the pentacles get a little crazy. Okay. This is your overall sense of self-worth as you understand you and your higher self and how you commit to yourself. And what does that mean? You're doing a lot of spiritual disentangling, but you seem to be really redefining your known profile of what commitment is or the higher self is. What does that mean? And you ask yourself, why do I feel so loyal or committed to a connection that's not with me, or I'm still trying to work through and get over? What does that say about me? Do I not know my sense of self-worth? No, you're just redefining it. So here we have the Queen of Cups, Four of Swords, Five of Pentacles, the Lovers. I get it. We had a break with a very strong connection. It hit you in the spiritual feels as well as in the heart. You are working through it. I can see that your heart intensely flowed in a particular direction for a while. But what I think during your healing journey here caused you some disruption with this Tower is understanding, why do you feel your sense of self-worth has changed and redefined? Why do you feel so committed to this, spiritually or emotionally? And you're saying it's kind of like it because it changed me. It did change you. It absolutely changed you. Okay? It did change you. You were deeply affected by this connection. And people ask me all the time, how come I'm just not over it yet? Because you're not over it yet. It takes time. But this Tower needed to happen. It's going to help you in terms of understanding your growth and understanding more about you in a way that's good. It's going to lend to your healing, not take away from it, I promise. So I know you're going to have a very strong moment of why do you still feel connected to this? Because it's also in tune with your higher self, to learn from it, specifically how you learn about yourself from it. And that you can still feel deeply connected to something or somebody, even when it's not in front of you anymore. You know? That doesn't mean your heart space is wrong. And I think that's something you had to work through over here. It's not that your heart space is evil or obsessed. I think that was your initial interpretation. I think you're learning now how much it deeply impacted you. And it stays with you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You take the connection with you. The feelings, the good and the bad. We don't have to rack it up to, well, that was a poor feeling, or that was love, but some maybe kind of bad love. Maybe we can take it as, this actually helped me grow, and I see that now. It helped me better understand who I am. Okay? If it helps you, you know, that means this person was deeply affected in their own way as well. Okay? And this helps. This actually helps your healing process quite a bit. It puts a big piece of your heart back in place. It does. I get it. I get now why you whipped out the Hermit over these concepts. It was probably easier to think and maybe even feel that it was a bad love. Or it felt gross or sticky. It was a strong connection that influenced you. And it helps you grow. Okay? Got you in touch with your parts that perhaps you didn't know you had room for. That space for influence. You know what I'm saying? That space for influence. Because that little guy tried to pop out on the initial shuffle, we're going to go ahead and take just a minute. But yeah, no, you're still making progress. I just think it's better now. You can actually reflect on this lover's connection much more peacefully than perhaps you once could. The initial interpretation was that it was bad, but I need to feel better, so I'm going to work through it. I know I'm supposed to. I know I'm supposed to. I know I'm supposed to. You're correct. And look what it did. You working through it the way that you did, despite your everyday surrounding kind of frustrations, led you to a powerful insight that really helps put you at peace with this connection a lot more. You know what? This did affect me, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It isn't. You know, they say being in love teaches you who you are. So let this teach you. You know? All right. They also say the same thing about war. Haven't you ever noticed how human beings do tend to fall towards the extreme opposites? Being in love absolutely teaches you who you are. So too does being in war. But learning from those things, you really begin to appreciate peace and one's personal sense of expansion and etc. So anyway, I can go on and on because yours is pretty darned interesting. You know, I can go on and on. I just want you to know it's going to get a lot easier. You're going to be able to reflect on that connection a lot more easily and even remember it fondly as opposed to automatically assuming it was negative, which is good. It means you've made a hell of a lot of progress. So I say it's a little early yet, but I'd say congratulate yourself. Give yourself a little pat on the back. That was a big one that you got there today. Let's see that Page of Cups, please. Yeah, Five of Wands, Six of Swords. There you go, Ace of Wands. That's what I'm saying. Leaving the conflict behind. I mean, you are making progress. That's fantastic. There is a sense of, I can leave this fight in me behind. I don't need it anymore. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. You don't need the fight or the conflict anymore. You can really be at peace with this particular subject and look forward to other things, Ace of Wands. Spending your energy in more productive or happy and healthy ways. Perhaps a brand new beginning and passion. I don't know. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that you're opening up because you're making so much fantastic progress. This inner fight you might have had, this inner dialogue about what the hell this was and why. Now that you've had the appropriate insight that you needed, okay? This wasn't just affecting you of the heart. It was also kind of helped you see yourself in a fuller perspective, you know? We can leave more of that conflict behind. Old wounds, sense of intense frustration, anger, arguments left undone, this kind of thing. We can leave this behind and really literally look forward to other things and that Ace of Wands and whatever that means to you. I mean, it's beautiful. It's lovely. All right, let's jump on down to here where I already gave you a pre-lecture about you need to take better care of your thought counter. You already know that. It's here. I see it. I see how you handle it. I do. You put your hard hat on as the King of Swords and you're like, right, you know, time to make the donuts, except you're really extending a lot of physical energy. You probably interpret it as mental resilience to kind of face the day and what needs to be done. But it takes a toll. Let's take a look at your intuition, please. Show me that. Show me the intuition. King of Pentacles at the Tower. There we go again. And the Six of Swords. Okay. Okay. Yeah. A lot of confirmation for you. Look at that. Intuitively feel that you are prosperous, secure, abundant, head of household. You really have a strong sense of priority of the home space and what goes into it. Well done. I'm the same way, and I don't even have that kind of earth in my chart. So I really like that. You have a nurturing side, you have a protective side, but you also have a sense of practical and abundant side. P.S. Thank you very much. Yeah. With this Tower, it's giving you so much more relief about to move on and move forward with your life. You can really leave these old arguments of the heart behind the more progress you make in it, and that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. Intuitively, you feel this. So while that Tower might have been a moment of, oh my God, did this really change me? Did it really impact me this much? Once you start getting comfortable with that, and you can process in your own heart space and better reflect and more easily reflect upon that lover instead of it was a negative love energy, you can really make strides in leaving this behind. Okay? The conflict specifically surrounding it. You get back into a more peaceful, practical, abundant state for which you seem to be accustomed. Okay? Intuitively you feel this. You're getting better at leaving this behind a little more every day. Okay? You had a strong spiritual insight. You did. About how, and that it's okay. It's okay. I know this is a concern for, I gotta go back to this point. I know that I'm looking at a Cancer that you feel a conflict, a particular sense of loyalty to this strong connection, and you don't know why. That's where your part of your Hierophant is changing and expanding. Okay? Commitment, everything begins with the self, including your own sense of commitment. Understanding that this connection changed you. Okay? And it's expanded you. We learned from it. We learned from ourselves. There's that thing I think you were trying to work through. Okay? We are kind of transmuting this sense of this was a bad love. I got to work through it too. It's not that it was bad. I just didn't get to keep it. It wasn't for me. But it did impact me. And if that's the case, I can let it go. Okay? You did a good job here. You're going to have that kind of revelation. But it's a good one. And the more you have it, you really start to wrap this thing up. Okay. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles, please. Justice, the Sun, there's that happiness again in the Hermit. Yeah, don't you feel miles better? Justice, the Sun, the Hermit, I think you whatever it is you were working through, you got it. You achieved it. Good job. Going back to your points of reference for the Sun, you feel a lot more balanced. You've learned a lot. That's all you're telling me, is that you learned a lot and that you feel so much better. Okay. You are. You look really happy, well-to-do, content. However you want to put it. You still exhaust yourself a little too much, okay? So, I really like how your Queen of Pentacles has shifted and changed. It's good. Your sense of priority, safety, security, and who you are. It's changed a lot for the better. I mean, this really taught you something, and that the fact that you're allowing it to teach you something instead of deny it or just assume it was bad, that was the whole point of the Hermit, was to clear this stuff up. So he did his job. Some of you have some fantastic Virgo in your chart. Let's go ahead and see that Nine of Wands. You've already showed me that. I know things get real and they get busy. Hopefully, as you leave more of the fight behind with whatever this is, it also impacts you. See, you have some really dominant earth in you. Anyway, the more you can leave this kind of internal fight behind, I believe you're reflecting on your outer world too, about some of the things you don't have to be so hardcore about all the time. So on point with, I want you to ease up on yourself. Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, a Ten of Wands. I know, I got it, thank you. I know, you're very practical, you are. You're saying, I do this, it's exhausting, but it's also my burden. So I am glad that you are essentially feeling a lot better about yourself spiritually, okay? You feel a lot more balanced and a lot more insightful and peace. I love it. I love your sense of peace, okay? Because you incorporated this and what it meant to you. They did such a good job, but your reality remains as such as that it's quite a strain in your eyes. Very much a strain. Guys, just please be careful. I know you have that mental resilience when it comes to your everyday reality. Okay, now you're showing me the foundation and how it still is a laborious activity with the Nine of Wands. Guys, remember, your sense of self-worth just isn't about your lessons learned, and you did a great job here, but also knowing how to treat yourself in the physical respect of things. I don't mean treat yourself as in get a treat. I mean treat yourself. How are you treating yourself physically? Because you look exhausted. You've made a lot of inroads about your spiritual progress and feeling balanced and happy. You earned every single element in there. But my goodness, don't you think you've earned some peace too? I knew I was seeing an increase for you, and it's maintaining. So I don't know what the heck's going on, but your foundation's become a bit more pressurized by the end of this month and into September. Okay. What's going on with that? Okay. I'm glad you're feeling so much better from the inside. That needs to go without too. Goodness me, do you not have help in there? That's a lot. That's a lot to carry. I understand it. I'm not saying I don't understand, but I'm saying that's going to take a toll on you. You've already begun to feel the effects of it. Okay. You're clearing up a lot of emotional energy for yourself, which is fantastic. The crown, the one who wears the crown, success, pride, empress energy. Yeah, so I'm sure. Scarab, nourishment, transformation. I know you did a fantastic job transforming and transmuting your initial impression of a strong connection. You did a great job there, but you still need to nourish yourself more. Okay? Take care of yourself, please. Your physical form is just as precious as your emotional self, your spiritual self, and your mental self. Okay? All those components very much can be a domino effect. All right? All right, snake in reverse, no desire, no attraction. So the snake here, again, not necessarily a bad representation, also represents the highest levels of transformation. It's in reverse. There is no sense of desire or attraction, okay, coming from you or around this subject, or perhaps you, it's not a matter of passion at this point, but emotionality and how it affected you. But this is not about desire or attraction. No. That's not the issue here. This is about the emotional fallout, if you will, the initial interpretation versus where you land, and where you land is wonderful, okay? I promise you, there will come a day when you can reflect upon this connection. It doesn't hit like it used to, okay? You might even say to yourself, I'm glad it happened. It taught me who I am, or it taught me more about myself, and I thought I was done. I thought I was squared away. No, there's always room for growth. There's always room for self-knowledge, okay? Rebirth, winter. I know, I saw that for you. This keyword there being rebirth. Okay. A sense perhaps for some of you upcoming winter or last winter. But for some of you, that sense of rebirth or transformation might be complete further out in the year. Forming structure, solid foundation. I know that's very important to you. I know. I can see it, and I can see the stress attached to it. Please be nicer to yourself. I know that you have a demanding foundation in day-to-day circumstances. Okay. So when I tell you did a great job not distracting yourself, and you easily could have done, you really dug in there and you took care of what you need to take care of, also applies to that outer world. Take care of you, because without you, that doesn't function. You understand? So please show yourself more compassion. Again, more of that earth energy here. Reunion of soul ties. You know, it's always going to feel like that with the lover's connection in some way. Whether or not you do, I don't know. I'm just trying to get the immediate capture of what's going on here. Is it possible with the lovers, you know, soul bonds, soul ties, etc., the powerful connections, if you will? There is always that opportunity of crossing timelines, absolutely. Whether or not will happen, I don't know. That's yet to be seen, but just FYI for some of you. And for some of you, that might be, or hearkening back to my initial point, is that why do you feel a weird sense of loyalty for something that clearly initially made you feel bad or reject parts of your feelings? You know, why do we feel loyal to it? Yeah, that's that soul contract. That's that soul tie. It's very powerful. You're always going to feel it to some way and to some extent. Okay. But yeah, sometimes perhaps you can still feel them in your own way. You know. On a cloudy day. Might have been a cloudy day of some sort of significance for you. I like how specific these cards can get, perhaps a little too specific. No? Okay. Within a week, on a Tuesday, on a cloudy day, within a week. What that means, I don't know. Perhaps the insight. That initial, something that's deeply private but makes sense to you and is understanding. That's that little tower moment. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We have the letter A. We have the envelope with a heart on it. A love message. A message of love. A message of love. It's an envelope with a little heart on it. So, messages. Arrow. Sign of Sag, of course, and then Cupid's arrow, something striking home here. We have the goldfish, sign of Pisces. Okay, a sense of fluid emotion. But the octopus is in reverse. No gripping emotions here. Nothing gripping, nothing suffocating, nothing that won't relinquish its grip. That's not there. It's not there. It doesn't choke anymore. It doesn't feel like it's crushing anymore, which is good. That means we've made progress. More at peace with our feelings, as the goldfish would suggest. More harmonized. Whereas the octopus says it doesn't grip. It doesn't feel like it used to. Nor should it. Okay? Okay. Cancer, honey. Let's see. Anything else in here today? No, we got it all. I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.